Welcome back, friends. Today's video is about a pre and power amplifier set by Advanced Paris. The brand Advanced Paris might sound new to some of us, certainly is new to me, but I've learned that this French company has been around for over 28 years making high quality hi-fi gear. So let's take a look at the XP700 preamplifier and the XA160 power amplifier. XP700 is an extremely versatile stereo preamplifier. It has 9 analog inputs, which includes a balanced input, one phono for both moving magnet and moving coil, with settings for moving magnet, high output moving coil, and low output moving coil. On the digital side of the inputs, you get 2 optical, 1 coax, 2 USB inputs, and the DAC is based on a 24-bit 192 kHz Burr Brown chipset. On the output side, balanced XLR, unbalanced RCA, 2 subwoofer outputs, 1 set of preamp outputs, 1 set of high-pass pre-outs. The subwoofer outputs also have selectable crossover frequencies at 150 Hz and 75 Hz. The unit also has 2 headphone inputs on the front with independent gain and output impedance adjustments for each headphone jack at the back. The XP700 is a dual mono design with 2 transformers inside and is said to have the shortest signal paths possible. You can choose between 2 preamp modes, a Class A mode and a discrete mode. Within the discrete mode, there are 2 additional modes called Try 1 and Try 2. The Class A mode emulates some of that tube warmth and body, and the discrete modes are a bit more transparent and dynamic in my opinion. Both very enjoyable, and I'll get into some of that in the listening section. The preamp modes, the input selections, tone controls, balance, and of course volume can all be controlled by the one single rotary knob in the center that is also a push button for selecting modes. And of course, it comes with a very useful and responsive remote control as well. Now let's talk briefly about the XA160 power amplifier. The amp's innards are housed in an ultra-rigid chassis that has compartmentalized shielding to isolate the diff circuits. It's a Class AB design that delivers 160 watts RMS per channel at 8 ohms and 240 watts at 4 ohms. So this is a full bandwidth, high current, low distortion amplifier that weighs a solid 42 pounds. There is a switch located at the back. When selected to the high bias option, delivers the first few watts in Class A. And of course, the VU meters are beautiful to look at. The XP700 and the XA160 cost $2,000 USD each. Okay, now to the exciting part. How does this combination sound? I used this combo to power my Vienna Acoustics Mozart Grand Symphony Edition speakers. Streaming Qobuz into the digital input of the XP700, I wanted to listen to vocal performances first. Diana Krall's Wallflower album is just fantastic. The first track is an awesome remake of the popular Mamas and the Papas song called California Dreaming. Right at the beginning of the track, you hear Diana Krall drawing in her breath before singing, and soon after, her seductive husky voice projects into the room with a live and vibrant feel. Another fantastic song in this album is the remake of the hit called Don't Dream It's Over. There is a portion of the song where she sings the line, "They come to build a wall between us, they won't win." So soon after this, there is a spacious organ in the sound mix that goes deep in the soundstage with good body and harmonics. And this is conveyed really well. Next is a jazz album called Late Night Brewback, live from the Blue Note. All the songs in this album will bring you so much pleasure if you enjoy jazz. Brubeck, of course, plays the piano, and we have Bobby Militello playing the saxophone and the flute. One of my favorite tracks on this album is called Kodo Song. The melody of the song itself is definitely spellbinding, but the weight and scale of the piano here is immense, and this advanced Paris combo ensures you not only hear but feel the instrument. And when the flute starts at about the 3.5 minute mark, it just sounds incredible. The textural details from the body of the flute, the combination of the piano notes, and the deep notes from the bass player just gave me goosebumps. This is nearly 11-minute song, but I was so immersed in the song that I felt that it was too short. Next up, I tried the phono inputs using a high output moving coil, the Dynavector 20X2H, and a low output moving coil, the Koetsu Black. First record, Perfect Stranger by Deep Purple. And the first track here is called Knocking on Your Back Door. Man, from the start of this track, the energy from John Lord's keyboard, the guitar riffs, the bass line just reaches out and grabs you. I also noticed how easy it was to follow Ian Gillan's vocals and lyrics. John Lord's keyboards had that punch and grunt, and Richie Blackmore's guitar licks had attack and rhythm that was perfectly conveyed. Next album is Night Moves by Bob Seger. One of my favorite tracks on this album is called Sunburst. The track opens up with a beautiful, almost melancholic melody played on the piano and guitar. I was appreciating the bass from the kick drums and their solid location in the soundstage, and the airy sound of the cymbals and hi-hats by the drummer. And then Seeger's lovable, smoky voice begins, and he's singing, "The crowd without a face begins to fill the space in the arena." And I remember going, wow, man, this sounds so present, so live, so engaging. So of course, I ended up listening to the entire album, and I didn't bother taking any notes. What a fantastic classic rock album. Next, I have to bring up this jazz funk album by brother Jack McDuff called Moon Rappin'. This is a fun and groovy album, but best of all, it's an excellent recording and pressing. There is a song called Obligato, and it has a beautiful female voice vocalizing a haunting tune. It's got this big and spacious sounding organ and groovy electric bass. This advanced Paris combo belted out the rhythm and power of this track in a very captivating manner. The tonal richness of the hi-hats from the percussion, the deep notes and harmonics from the organ, and the crunch of the electric bass were all reproduced really well. Toggling between the preamp modes, Class A and Discrete, was a lot of fun. On some tracks, I loved the slight bloom and body from the Class A mode. The Discrete mode was more transparent, with the mode Try 2 within the Discrete mode having a bit more snap and attack without losing too much of the body. I ran the power amplifier in the high bias mode almost the entire time, and it did not get too hot to the touch. But then again, I do not stack components. I did not stack the preamp on top of the amplifier, even though it looks this way in the video take. I recommend giving this amplifier ample ventilation when in use. The XP700 and the XA160 PrePower combo drove the Vian Acoustics Mozart Symphony Edition speakers exceptionally well. They brought out the best I have heard from these speakers, and that's saying a lot because I've tried many expensive amps on these speakers. These brought out that bold, sinewy dynamics yet retaining vibrant tonal colors in the presentation that I love about these speakers. I'm definitely impressed with the Advanced Paris PrePower combo for the value they provide at their asking price. Outstanding sonics and flexibility at 4K USD. If you're in Michigan or Ohio, go down to No Noise Hi-Fi and visit them, located in Toledo, Ohio. Listen to this pair in action yourself. No Noise Hi-Fi has significantly increased their offerings from their core brands and onwards. I also believe this Advanced Paris combination will make a great match with speakers that I've recently reviewed, namely the ProAx, the Riga Aya, and the Acoustics Energy lineup. I'll put a video card on the screen and I invite you to watch them now. I'm hoping to review the Advanced Paris Integrated as well. But coming up soon will be the Acoustic Energy 509s. So please subscribe, like, and share. Also click that notification bell so you know when I post my next video. I'll be seeing you soon. Until then, take care.